Okay, we're going to start with the 10 principles of economics to give you some background on both micro and macroeconomics. So specifically, we're going to look at what kinds of questions does economics address? What are the principles of how people make decisions? What are the principles of how people interact? What are the principles of how the economy as a whole works? So the 10 principles of economics, first of all, resources are scarce. Scarcity refers to the fact that the limited nature of society's resources. Society has limited resources. We cannot produce all the goods and services that people wish to have. Economics studies this, studies how society manages scarce resources. Economists study how people decide what to buy, how much to work, save, and spend. Economists study how firms decide how much to produce, how many workers to hire. They also study how to divide resources between national defense, consumer goods, protecting the environment, and other needs. The first principle of economics is that people face trade-offs. The cost of something is what you give up to get it. That's principle 2. Principle 3, rational people think at the margin. Principle 4, people respond to incentives. To get something, principle 1, people face trade-offs. To get something that we like, we have to give up something else that we also like. So if you go to a party or go to a movie the night before an exam, that gives you less time for studying. Having more money to buy stuff. Working longer hours gives you less time for leisure. Protecting the environment. Resources could be used to produce consumer goods. Society faces trade-offs. The more it spends on national defense, such as guns to protect its shores, the less that can be spent on consumer goods, such as butter, to raise the standard of living at home. Pollution regulations, cleaner environment, and improved health, but at the cost of reducing the incomes of the firm's owners, workers, and customers, because it costs money. It costs firms money to abide by and implement regulations. Efficiency. Society gets the most from its scarce resources. Equality refers to prosperity is distributed uniformly among society's members. There's a trade-off. To achieve greater equality, could redistribute income from the wealthy to the poor, but this reduces the incentive to work and produce, shrinks the size of the economic pie. Principle 2, the cost of something is what you give up to get it. Making decisions. You compare costs with the benefits of alternatives. Need to include opportunity costs. Opportunity costs, whatever must be given up to obtain some item. The opportunity costs of going to college for a year, tuition, books, and fees, plus all the wages that you're giving up. Going to the movies includes the price of the movie ticket, plus the value of the time you spend in the theater. Rational people think at the margin. Rational people systematically and purposefully do the best they can to achieve their objectives. Given the available opportunities, make decisions by evaluating costs and benefits of marginal changes, small incremental adjustments to a plan of action. Examples of people thinking rationally. Cell phone users with unlimited minutes. The minutes are free at the margin. Are often prone to making long, frivolous calls. Marginal benefit of the call is greater than 0. A manager considers whether to increase output. compares the cost of the needed labor and materials to the extra revenue. Incentive. Something